All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 21 of the YYC Real Estate Show. We have two of us out of the three today. Sheraz is again Dominican Republic doing business there, so best of luck to him. We have Sebastian, myself, Zach, and Emma Justine as our guest today. Excited to learn a lot about her as we get through this. As always, we do our weekly market update for the last 7 days. In Calgary right now, there's 2,746 active listings. Out of those listings, there's 1,436 detached homes, 802 apartments, 8 full duplexes, 286 townhouses, and 214 semi-detached duplexes. As always, we did the lowest and highest sale in the last 7 days in Calgary. The lowest one was at 11620 Elbow Drive Southwest. It was an apartment unit sold for $124,900. And the highest sale was at 16 Aspen Ridge Manor for $2,416,500. So obviously negotiations came to the very wire with that, especially on that highest sale. Seb, what do you got going on right now?
Right now I got selling a property in Pembroke Meadows.
Yeah.
And that's been going good. Just 7 days on the market, and hoping to get that sold. And apart from that, I got 2 possessions today. Both my clients.
Wow.
Yeah.
The same day?
Yeah, same day.
Huh.
Same day. I actually had to go drive to my client's house, help clean up some of the garbage that they left behind, and did a little bit of a dump run, so that's always fun.
We've done that.
Yeah. But that's what I got going on.
Nice. Yeah, no, I've just been helping. No sellers right now, just buyers. It's a hard market to buy right now, but you got to be on the ball. We're going, I told them, and we lost on an offer. So now they're very on the ball. We're going to things the day they're listed. We're going strong. So hopefully we can get something for them at some point here soon. So with all that out of the way, the boring stuff. No, I'm just kidding. Not boring, informative stuff. Emma, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Nervous? No? A little bit? No.
No. Well, I don't want to jinx it. Yes.
There you go.
I'm
Yes,
very
no.
nervous.
Awesome. Okay, well, we start telling us a little bit about yourself. Tell me who you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Emma.
Yes.
I run Artspot and MarketSpot.
Okay.
So Artspot's a little passion project of mine I've been doing since 2008. I opened like a little art gallery in my house and started doing shows and workshops and just kind of creating a community there.
Nice.
And I was there for, I want to say like 8 years or so.
Okay.
And by that time, the shows had just sort of like grown, and I rented different venues to do them in, and it just kind of snowballed from there. So now I don't have like a location for Artspot, but I do art shows around the city, and like my biggest sort of claim to fame is the Under 100 show,
Okay.
which again started in my house, and now we operate in like a 15,000 square foot warehouse. It's like the first 2 weekends of December, thousands of people come. It's like a big thing.
Wow.
And then
Awesome.
yeah, and then I have MarketSpot, which is like another company that I started with a co-owner.
Yeah.
And it focuses more on like makers. So we do
Okay.
like markets and pop-up shops,
Okay.
and we have a couple permanent, semi-permanent store locations in Calgary and 8 pop-up locations in the Bay in Western Canada.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So those are my 2 hats that I wear, but it's all sort of intertwined. Like we sell a lot of art at MarketSpot,
Of course.
yeah, Artspot can be like event-based and like vendors that we borrow from MarketSpot and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's all under the umbrella of like I promote local artists and handmade items. Yeah.
Wow. And this all started at your house.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. So how did that kind of come to be? Like what you always loved art, obviously, or you an artist yourself?
I'm an artist myself. My parents are artists. My parents had a store also, so it's kind of just like in me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I came out here when I was 18, and I'm from Ottawa.
Okay.
And I just wanted to like find like a gallery or like art shows to get involved in to show my own stuff. And I couldn't really like get my foot in the door like without going to like art school or being involved here. You know, I was like, how do I find that? So
you made your own.
I just
Wow.
reached out and took it. And it worked. I think I like filled a gap, right? That was sort of needed in Calgary for like emerging and alternative style artists, right? Like the art scene was good and there was like good commercial galleries and stuff like that, but it's not like it is now.
Okay.
Like now I'm like so happy to be part of this like flourishing arts community, but I think at the time when I started it, it was like a needed thing, you know? Yeah, which is probably why it like caught on.
Yeah, no, awesome.
So you say you were building like a community in your house.
Yeah.
What does that look like? Like, is it just like a ton of art everywhere?
Yeah, no, well, what I did is like, it was an old heritage home in Connaught. and it was from like the 1800s. We like pulled up linoleum from the floor and found like newspapers from, it was like 1940 or something. And that's obviously when it was like renovated, you know? But the basement was like just a concrete mold hut. Like it was awful, but it was beautiful, right? Like upstairs had like a fireplace and like exposed brick and stuff. And so we converted the main floor into like a gallery. Okay. So it was always empty between shows. And then we had the kitchen, a couple rooms in the back, which saw like many like displaced artist people over the years, of course. And then I lived upstairs. And there was like a summer that we're having art shows every weekend. We were like tearing down the show, putting up another. We had like 9 artists living under there. There was this like hippie living under like what do you call those, like emergency blankets? The like the silver ones. He just lived on my porch, like under that, you know. So the community, like that's cool. You know, it grew. Very inclusive. And I kind of burnt out because of like that part of it, right? So it's nice to have my boundaries obviously now, but that was in my early 20s. So that was like very much part of like who I am because of those years of living in Artspot.
I imagine you connected with so many people during that time.
It was fun. It was fun. We had a good time for sure, and learned a lot. You know, learned some things I would never do again, and
of course
how to do things well, right? But,
so when you moved to Calgary and started all this, did you already have people you knew in Calgary, or how did you attract these people? Like, was it just ads or we do door knocking for clients? Like, how did you get people to learn about your art show? And
it was very different, and that's like an interesting question because this is I like revisit thinking about this a lot when I'm promoting events now, right? So how it started was I literally had a few people who like knew how to build shit, and I was like, can you help me like put up a wall, you know? But we just like drywalled it myself. My now husband, who I was dating, was an electrician, so he put like track lights in and stuff, right? So I like pulled on my resources to do that. But in terms of like marketing it, I put it out on Kijiji that said like gallery space. Wow. And I tried to have it be open at first, like with regular hours, and that didn't work out, you know, like it just kind of happened to be an event thing. But then artists just started reaching out to me. And then this artist who was going to ACAD, she did a show there and she was like quite connected. Okay. And it was the first big show. So the first time I did an event there, it was hers. And like hundreds of people came. Wow. So just organically after that, people started coming. Yeah,
word of mouth.
Yeah, but when I promoted my own shows, I printed a poster and I hit the streets. I literally was like, I'm having an art show this Friday in that house 2 blocks away. Like, please come. And I would like tell people.
Good for you. Wow. That's
and
impressive.
Now it's like you're just throwing money at Instagram, right? And I'm such an advocate of like PR, like in-person marketing, you know, because I'm like, you can say like this many impressions on Instagram where people scroll through it or whatever, but like there's nothing more valuable than just like looking at someone in the face and be like, no, that guy was listening to me. Like he might come. You know? Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because obviously we have other realtors, we have people in our industry that we talk with. We always ask them like, what's your organic way of getting leads? Like some people's open houses, some cold call, door knock and that stuff. But like I said, we all kind of came to terms with the fact that if you can get someone in person, it's a lot better. Yeah. So you have a lot, you know, more chance of getting them for us as, you know, get a client or for you to come to your art show and stuff. Like you could be calling people to come to my art show and they're like, yeah, whatever. But if you see them and you have the connection, they build that rapport, like that's all.
The problem then is if you're getting other people to do that marketing is like finding people that care enough, you know, who like actually are going to sell it, you know, true. Like that is, not everyone can do that, you know?
No. Not everybody can sell it. We know that.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm sure it's tough to find people that like are as passionate as you. I'm sure
it's not if you're not your own thing, right?
Yeah,
true.
Yeah. So you have an event coming up.
I do.
The end of August.
Yes.
Festival.
Nice.
If you know me, you'll know that I always have like a little pocket of flyers.
I love that.
Just like a joke.
Can we keep one of these? Do you have one?
Oh, thank you.
There you go. I got more.
Oh, so I'll plug this out 100%.
Please do.
Yes. Okay.
Expressival. So this was this is the second annual. So we did it last year for the first time, and it's an interactive arts festival.
Oh.
So, you know, on the same subject of like my roots and Artspot and why I got into it and like why I loved it and how it's part of me and all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
This project was something that I had been dreaming about for a long time because my other events like the Under 100 show or just even some group exhibitions that I curate are very hard to get into.
Okay.
Like the success rate for like applicants,
It's
like
tough.
we accept like half of who applies,
Wow.
right? So when you're saying like no to hundreds of artists who like their stuff looks good, you're kind of thinking like, they don't have an Instagram following. You're like, it's not trending right now for like art that's gonna sell, you know? I find myself being like, this is such a far reach of like why I got into doing this.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
like, and you have to do that if you're having big sales that you want to
of course,
sell and like
business side
people
of
to
it.
come and everything, right? But I really wanted to do something to just kind of get back to my like true feelings about art, and that like I wanted to create more accessibility, and that like anybody
Wow.
could participate. There's no like, I'm going to look at your art and decide what I think is good, you know?
Yeah.
I just want anybody who wants to sign up to be able to
Amazing.
sign up,
I
right?
love that.
So it's like a very accessible art show. We do like a sliding price model for artists, so people can pay it forward and pay for another artist, or an artist who can't afford it. It's free. Like anyone can come and set up if you apply on time, mind you. But in terms of like the monetary restrictions, like we make it inclusive, and everyone has to do something interactive. So it's really not monetary focused.
Okay.
So I don't care if they sell art or not. Like maybe someone just wants to come and teach somebody how to like hand knit this blanket out of recycled materials.
like,
And, you know, like, so
That's awesome.
yeah, and like in the spirit of Burning Man and like, you know, that kind of experience where you actually get to like hands-on interact with artists and like share something meaningful
That's
and creative.
amazing.
So last year we had almost 100 participating artists. Everybody did something interactive. So there was like demos and workshops and installations, and we did like a program guide so you could go through and like see what was going on all day.
No, good.
So that's what we're developing again. Anyways, that's the upcoming thing.
Which interactive experience was your favorite?
The one I did, obviously.
And what was that?
I built with my
Good
friend.
answer.
Yeah, I have got to be fair.
No,
and
it's
just
true.
pick
It's like
myself.
a podcast when like you ask a rapper, it's like who's your favorite rapper in the world, and like me.
Yeah.
Myself.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we built like a living room, and I can show you guys a picture. We made it all white, so there was like walls and a floor and a couch and like some weird vintage like granny items and stuff around, a lamp, canvases on the wall, but everything was white. And then we just set up like all this paint and just let people like paint the whole room.
That is sweet.
And it was cool, but it got so chaotic. Like at one point, me and my friend Jamie Ranks, who I did it with, were like, shut it down. Shut it down.
Yeah.
You know, we had to like move the kids. Children were like covered in paint. There was paint all over the parking lot. So
That's funny though.
I would like to do something maybe not with paint. So that
wow.
was the like beginning stages of it. And then it gets just like
That's super
absolutely
cool.
wild throughout the day. But yeah,
Okay.
this year this is my plan, and I hope I'm not jinxing it by telling you, but
Wow.
I want to build
Yes.
a buffalo, like a life-size buffalo with like an armature and then like chicken wire around the body, and then just have like shreds of like fabric and like beads and like things people can tie onto it. So it won't be messy, but it'll still like completely transform over the day. So people can come and take a shred of fabric and just tie it to the wire, so it just starts getting like
It's a bunch of
bulky.
different colors and stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I'll
Wow,
probably
that's
like
sweet.
maybe paper mache the face so like people know what it is,
Yeah.
you know, like tie the fabric to that blob, you know,
Yeah.
and like
Wow.
feet, maybe like hooves and like horns,
Yeah.
and then the rest will just be like, just a big crazy. I don't even know what it's gonna look like. So
See, it's amazingly interesting talking to you as an artist, because like I would never think about doing that. Like you have an artist mind, you can tell, like just creativity. That's amazing. Because man, we try to come up with ideas for the podcast, and it goes like a dead end in 5 minutes sometimes.
Yeah.
Like we end up getting there and
Yeah.
stuff. But no, that's amazing. Wow.
well, you can come and participate in it, and then maybe your ideas. will be
Unfortunately,
awesome.
I won't be here for this.
Ugh,
I know,
really
but
rude.
I know, literally. If you did it 6 days earlier, I would have been here. But
Where are you gonna be
Montana.
Oh.
Yes.
for work stuff?
No, I'm going to play hockey there and for University of Montana. So
Oh.
I've already released it on the show, but yeah, basically I'll be doing real estate from there and doing learning about the U.S. market down there, and then taking business, playing hockey there. And then when I come back every April, I'll be doing full-time real
Cool.
estate again. So yes, but I would have came 100%.
I
so.
believe you.
I know.
You'll come.
I'll come.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Sheraz would
You
go too.
have some staff who will be singing, and Road.
Oh, is Candace
And
and
Candace.
Okay.
No, Road. What is his DJ name?
I forget.
Oh, no, I should know this.
I know.
Roadman. Roadhouse.
Shout out Anthony, the owner of
Yeah.
Cash and Homes.
You
Open
guys
the
are
door-
bad
open
friends.
that door.
No,
Open
I
that
should
door.
know too. He performed at my last event and it was incredible.
Open that door.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not there. Usually Anthony's right there. We would
I
ask
think
him.
it's Roadman. I'm making things up right now.
I think we just said Birdie Man recently, so now you're on like the Road Man.
Why are we talking about Burning Man? I'm going to Burning Man.
I've never
been to Burning Man.
No. I want to.
Yeah?
I would 100%.
Is it true that what they say about Burning Man, that it's like you like exchange goods with people?
No, it's just gifting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's not supposed to be trading. Like people will like
you
turn
run out
their
of
nose
water,
up to
you take
that.
oh please.
Well, no one would let you die. So like someone's gonna give you water.
It's like a common,
But there's principles, right? There's 10 principles, and one of them is radical self-reliance. So like bring your own water. But they do sell ice, right?
That's wow.
Yeah, that's one. But yeah, no, you're just supposed to go with an offering similar to espresso, and then have something to offer. So lots of camps will do like a bar or like a workshop or something like that. I'll usually come with like a little gift. Like I want to make stickers this year of our camp, and
nice.
maybe like a nice art.
Where is it again?
It's in Nevada.
Yeah, Nevada. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, I'll be going right from Expressival to Burning Man, basically.
Wow. You're on the move, hey?
Yeah.
Just vacation, then you got show, and you're going to Burning
Work hard,
Man.
play hard. Work hard, play hard.
Nice. Good for you. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
Not good.
Have you ever thought about doing putting art in staged homes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't done it personally, but I've had people talk to me about it, and it just never like materialized into anything. And then my friend her paintings used to go into homes. Actually, I have 2 friends that do that, like put their paintings into homes. Yeah.
Do they also do like would they put like a price tag? It's like up for sale kind of thing. Would you do
would the stagers buy it from them, or would they just put it for advertising?
Or could people do
if it's advertising, you want the ability for them to know your name and like the price.
Yeah, I think they do put tags up. Yeah.
Would you ever do that? Like, we were thinking before you came. Like, if we were like able to offer you that opportunity, would that be something you would do?
I would be interested in it. Okay. Yeah. I would I probably honestly just like full transparency wouldn't do it for free because I wouldn't because restaurants always ask people to do that and stuff, like bring their art in and then hope it sells, but it actually doesn't really sell very often.
Okay.
I should say that, but the one girl that I know who's doing it, I think she actually has had some success selling pieces, right? But generally, my philosophy is, right, because businesses all the time and office buildings ask me too. They're like, can you come put stuff in and we'll sell it for you or whatever. And I'm kind of like, for you to sell, you have to have clients. I got to hustle to sell work, right? I don't just passively put it there and hope that some one passing by looks at it. So I think it's fair to negotiate a rental fee from the artist.
Yeah.
A small fee. It doesn't have to be the price of the piece, maybe $100 a month or something, right?
Yeah.
And then it's fair all around. And then if it sells, then you take a commission from it. Because then at that point the artist is getting paid for a rental, so you can take your cut too. And I think that's
I like that.
That's better because
100% that's fair.
Yeah, it's less you're not wasting anyone's time at that point.
Yeah, because we work with a lot of builders and they stage a lot of their homes as well. And they sometimes have the home on the market for almost 6 months, right?
Yeah.
And the amount of because our team always does open houses every single weekend at all these builder properties. Yeah. And they always have people booking showings. So I thought great exposure. And it makes the house look a lot cooler. So
yeah, totally.
It'd be cool to write a contract with a painting included,
Yeah.
Just leave that painting. You need to leave the painting on the couch. Yeah.
You know what I've always really wanted to do? And someone who's listening is gonna steal my idea, but whatever. I want to do this. Okay, so write this shit down. I don't want to buy it because I don't have enough money for this, but I want somebody to buy an apartment, and then I want to commission local artists to theme out the rooms, Hello Kitty room, underwater room or whatever, and down to murals all over, and then actually building out the furniture so it's this crazy theme hotel, and then Airbnb it, rent it out for photo shoots and stuff like that, and then have it for a while and sort of market it in a way that if you don't rent it out, we'll be flipping it to a new theme room, and then just get new artists to come in and do it so that it's creates more urgency with the rental.
Man, I'd be into that.
That'd be fun, right?
That's actually a
we should do that.
Really cool idea.
Well, the 3 of us hosts, we're talking about obviously in the future, we all want to invest with each other in Calgary, give it back and get a place here, so that could be for sure a good option. That's a good idea, and I think you get a lot of traction from that too. Oh, and like people come in from like so many different places around like the world, they wouldn't want to stay like a regular hotel here. Like they have a cool like art room.
Yeah, well, when I Airbnb, if I'm on vacation, like I would definitely pick like something I could do photo shoots in.
Oh yeah.
You know, vainly.
Yeah.
I'll admit it.
Yeah.
Over just like a plain one, right?
Yeah.
If there's like a premium on the rental, let's.
Well, I know, and from the business side, like I think we could charge a good chunk of money.
Yeah.
Like I think it would rent more than the regular room in the same building if it had all that stuff. Huh. You're onto something.
I just think it would be so fun too, deciding what the rooms are, like prop shopping.
We have to cut that out of this podcast. We might cut that out.
Yeah.
Too good of an idea.
Yes.
Another good idea.
Don't let them have it.
We'll see. So, the question, because we always talk again with everybody that comes to the podcast, like we're all entrepreneurs in our own way, solo contractors, you could say. Like, how do you stay motivated when things suck, basically? For business and for your own art.
Well, for art, I'll just like not do it honestly for a long time. So I'm like bad for that because
like kind of writer's block, like art block.
Yeah, or I'm just too busy, right? Like I'll like do all these shows and people are like, "Here's your stuff," and I'm like, "I didn't put anything in."
Yeah.
This whole event is my piece, Yeah. But I go in waves. Like I'll like want to do nothing for a while, and then I need to be busy to be motivated. Call it ADHD, call it whatever you want. Unhealthy lifestyle as it may be. I take on too much and then I can't stop or it'll be a catastrophe.
Yeah.
And then I'll burn out. Go on a little vacation.
Yeah.
But I just seem to like pack it in, and because when I'm busy, it like gives me endorphins. Like when I'm like crossing stuff off the list, I'll be like, I want to do another thing now,
Wow, yeah.
But I don't like advise that.
Well, depends on the person, I guess.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as like the way that I feel about it, it's like if you are doing a bunch of stuff and then you're not succeeding at it necessarily, like as a realtor, if you're working really hard at it, it can be a little bit demotivating, I find, right? But I mean, when I am succeeding, I feel like I can keep on working,
and it's like, and some that suck, so be it, do another one. I am not emotionally tied to that, and it's like I've had big losses before, right?
Okay.
Like, and it just do another one, You just have to kind of look at your success on a year basis, or like every 10 events or something like that, or every 10 houses or however that works, right? Because ultimately you win some, you lose some. So if you just look at it on the if you're doing more good than the shitty ones, right? Then you're good. But I just stay too busy to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I'll also like beat a dead horse. Like for the Under 100 show, it didn't really catch until 8 years. So if that's like any testament, like to
yeah, I was gonna say because like
I'll keep trying.
I wouldn't even say it's like a beat a dead horse. So it's like some things like,
reviving the dead horse.
Yeah, you need to keep going. Like that's like us with like door knocking and cold calling. Like,
it just takes a while.
It like sucks like 99% of the time. But like the one you hit, like I told you my motto, because we talked about mottos. When you say that, this is my motto is you win some, you lose more, but the ones you win, you win. Because like if you hit one of those 100 calls and like you probably paid yourself for 99 wasted calls, and kind of same thing for you. Like 8 years, but then now it's a hit.
I worked like full time on the side. Full time, and did the Artspot stuff
full
for
time on the side. I like that.
A decade.
Wow.
Until I like now, just work for myself and have staff and whatever.
Was that a tough transition? Was that like a scary transition to make, or you're like, I'm ready?
I got pregnant. And so then I just like had to stop waitressing eventually.
Okay.
And then I had a business partner at that time, so he was kind of pulling the weight a little bit, right? And then I just continued on doing my things and just slowly figured it out. Yeah. So I guess it was sort of like a forced push
a natural
to take the leap.
Yeah.
But no, I wasn't scared. It just all kind of like happened. Organically.
Nice.
And I always have a fallback. Like I was like waitressing, bartending. Like I can cater whenever I want, you know, like if I need to ever again in my life. Yeah.
It's good to have that.
Yeah.
Huh. If someone wants to apply for this Expressible, how early do they have to apply for that? Like a month before, 2 months before?
Usually like a couple months
Couple months
before. At like the closest to the date, yeah. Like
okay.
So the under 100 application is opening on August 15th, and it's the first 2 weeks of December. But that's a really big one, so we have to like accept everybody fast so we can like promote it, you know. But this one, I think we closed the application like mid-July or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you pick art for the under 100 art show?
The under 100, it's like I really am like, what's gonna sell?
Okay.
You know, I don't want to like take the place of somebody that's going to sell well for somebody that might not have enough pieces, right?
And like you said earlier, like how do you determine that? Is like obviously the quality, but it's like their following, their kind of like reputation, kind of all plays into that too.
Yeah, I think you can tell pretty quickly, like by just looking at people's websites and Instagrams, if they're like a hobbyist or if they're like legit,
serious,
like professional artist. Yeah. And some of the hobbyists sell so well, you know, like we take some of those too. That's not like the deciding factor, but it is a factor. If somebody has like a huge Instagram following and you know they're going to promote the show, like then you want them.
Yeah, of course, because it helps you.
Yeah.
So then they promote, I'm going to this show, and then suddenly you have 10,000 followers instead of like someone with 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
But I feel like I have an idea of what sells, right? Like we have all these stores that we sell art in, and like just through all of these experiences, it's and then we try to like limit different categories. Like we'll be like, okay, we'll take like 2 fluid artists, 2 photographers, like this many landscape paintings, like this many like portraits, whatever.
Yeah, so
and so it's kind of like a range.
I can imagine you have so many like hard decisions, like close calls. Like these things are so similar, but
I know, and it's sad. It sucks because like I honestly would accept almost all of them if there was like unlimited space, right?
Yeah.
But then it's too much. Like people are like, why don't you do it in 40,000 feet? And I'm like, well, because people won't do it all. They'll be tired.
Yeah, no.
You know, like it's, you have to kind of, you want
that's
the artist
like over sensory. Like,
yeah.
I would walk around with 40,000. It's already, I can imagine. I'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah, I know. Like you're not going to the whole Louvre. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you're like doing a bit of it, you're like, done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm happy that I have a lot of like events that I can accept all kinds of artists in, you know?
For sure.
Because I don't, like the under 100s is great and I love it. It's like, it's such a crazy experience, but I want to support all artists for all reasons, not just like what is good at selling.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like art is like just like such a part of how the world goes around and we need to continue to promote and protect it. So,
nice. What is, if you're able to share, what's like the most expensive piece that you sold at your show? Not for you or like anybody.
Well, that particular show is under $100. So the answer is $100. But I mean, we sell, I'm trying to think, we've probably sold like something in the range of like 5,000 or so at our store.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about your store.
Yeah.
Let's get into that.
Yeah, Market Spot. So I've got a store called Market Spot. It's over 80% handmade items. So we're very different than like the average local gift shop because we really try to like curate that to like high-end handmade local goods. Almost everything is from Calgary. Almost everything is made in Canada. So there's like a small selection of vendors who like, you know, design t-shirts or something like that, right? And we make sure like the t-shirts are manufactured in Canada, right? So so our goal is to hopefully have like everything be made in Canada. And we have a store at Market Mall, which is currently moving in Calgary. We're in the old Disney store and now we're moving down by Sport Check in like a smaller
in Market Mall.
Yeah, a smaller store but a more high profile location. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
And we just opened another location at the Core.
Nice.
Wow.
And we have 8 pop-ups in the Bay in Western Canada. So that was like a new venture in the last year.
Yeah,
and
no kidding.
Yeah, big learning experience.
Yeah. Dealing with like the big corps and stuff.
Yeah. Just dealing with a company that's not my own.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, wow. Because now you're like outsourcing almost, but not really.
Well, it's just like you're not the boss, right?
True.
So like just different approvals and then waiting for big companies, you have to wait for all these approvals of different things. It's just not bad, just a learning experience, you know? And also learning like, okay, what is our best products that sell and what do we put where in these different cities? Like what's this city's market like versus here, you know? So yeah, always new things to learn, but that's been kind of cool.
Oh, amazing.
Do people ever commission work through you?
Yeah.
Or like different artists?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And items, right? Like people will come in and be like, oh, I have a wedding present. I'd like to have this engraved. Do you think the vendor would do it? And so we have one staff member that's like, that's her realm is she just deals with like custom purchases and stuff.
That's sweet.
What is the process for like, let's say a custom painting? I guess it depends on the artist. And
Depends on the artist, for sure.
Like, that's a very complicated question. Yeah,
Depends
whether it's
what
like
you want.
pencil or paint.
Yeah.
Certain aesthetics, certain things people want. Yeah. Huh. What? So out of like market share, these like the festivals and your store, what's your bread and butter? Like, is all three? I guess because they're yours. But what's your most passionate about?
What is my bread and butter? Or what is my most passionate about? Those are two different questions.
Let's do both.
I'm like, honestly, I love what I do wholeheartedly, and I like love the community of people that I help succeed, right?
Yeah.
Like being able to write checks for artists around Christmas time, like, you know how good that feels, you know?
That's true.
That's definitely like the side that I'm most passionate about is supporting like real people in Calgary. My bread and butter is Christmas season all around, which is when Under 100 falls and our season of the store.
Yeah.
So it's like, I basically pay myself once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Okay.
But then I'm an artist too, right? So like this summer's actually been super busy for me for my own personal projects, but I have, when I have downtime, I'll do like mural gigs with friends or build stuff. And I've got a show at Una right now, a solo show there. So that was my first second solo show ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good
so that's, I guess another revenue stream for me.
Una Pizza and Wine?
Yeah. In Bridgeland.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
It's
coming
check that
down
out.
in
I go to the
September.
Una near my house, but I would for sure switch Una's and go see that.
Yeah, you should.
In Bridgeland?
Yeah.
Okay, well, now everybody knows. If you're going to get pizza, you're going to go to Bridgeland Una.
Yeah.
Huh. Get good pizza and good art.
Good piece of good art.
Wow. What a combo. Kind of at the end here, but last thing we're going to talk about, what we always do with our guests, is what's your one thing that you love about Calgary and one thing that you would not like, but what would you change about Calgary? It can be anything.
Okay. One thing I love about Calgary is that like opportunities at your fingertips. I feel like for like a young person with big ideas, this is still a city that you can succeed with, like, you know,
Well,
there's not like lots of competition. Well, there is in some fields, I guess, but in the creative fields, right, you can still really make a name for yourself. And I think it's also like a city that appreciates young entrepreneurs, right? Okay. So I like that about Calgary.
Yeah.
One thing I would change about Calgary is I don't like all the, can I swear on this thing?
Yeah.
I don't like all the motherfucking bullshit red tape that the city puts in place to be able to do cool shit. Yeah. That's like a big pet peeve of mine, okay? And I work with the city and I understand why it works. It's not like one person who's a jerk, right? Like that's just how it works, right? And it works for safety and like good reasons and all of this, right? And I know that sometimes they try to like override these things with new processes and representatives who can help events and the efforts are there, but it is still very hard for like when I started, when I was 23, it would still be very hard for me as a 23-year-old with no money and like no kind of track record to be able to do a big idea, right? And like I feel like a lot of opportunities have presented themselves to me now when I don't need it, when I needed it then. So that's still kind of what pisses me off about Calgary. Yeah. It's like not a lot of support for the little guy, and there's still a little bit of like a who's who in terms of like, funding and like the parameters in which we're allowed to operate.
Yeah. Well, I think that was the best.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
That was the best not like we've had about Calgary. And I mean, but even your first answer about what you like obviously you worded it different, but it's kind of, that's been a common theme that we've talked about with other people in the show. It's like there's a lot of opportunity here and like a lot of people that will listen and will help. And a lot of like niche communities too. Like there's sectors and passion everywhere and anything you want to do. So that was great. That was a great answer.
Yeah. Everybody else is just like, oh no, I love everybody about Calgary.
Yeah, it's like, no, you don't. Yeah, someone said, I forget who said that, and I was like, come on. Yeah. I could say like this, like, but I love YYC, but it's like you're all realistic and like, I love a lot more things I don't like. Say that.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So you gotta spread the word.
Yeah, we all live here. We're staying.
Yeah, there's a reason.
You know,
Exactly.
I'm consenting. I like Calgary. But,
exactly. So how can people reach you? What's your Instagram?
Instagram, I'm at artspot.yyc. I'm also at marketspot.ca. My artist account is at Emma Justine Art.
Nice.
And
Perfect.
Artspot, Market Spot. You could Google it.
Yeah, we'll find
Yeah.
it. People will find it. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
That was
Appreciate it.
That was fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody for tuning in for episode 21 of the YYC Real Estate Show, and we will see you next week.